What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the PSVR 2 and a new patent that came out for it. Now, I've mentioned the VR2 a little bit, and it's always been something. It's actually something I want to make a video on, like, later. I want to actually make a separate video on what's going on with it, where is it, and I probably will do that. If you guys like this stuff, definitely let me know. I can do it even on the main channel. But we've gotten a lot of patents on it over the last 6-8 months where it's not the world's or the gaming world's worst kept secret. I think there's worse things that we all know are real that they're just not telling us. But at this point, I mean, for them to say, if they were to ever say that we're not making a VR2, it would be the most hilarious thing on planet Earth, right? They are working on it. It seems like it's getting very, very close. Again, when are we going to see it? All that stuff, I don't know. I think it's going to be relatively soon. But as of now, we only have patents. We only have what it could look like, what it could do, less wires, less just setup in general, which is good because I have a VR. I love the PSVR. It was actually my first VR device I ever got. But the setup for it is literally it's atrocious. It's one of the worst possible things you could ever imagine. So let's go over this patent. The patent hints at a PSVR2 haptic feedback. Now it also has more. One of the things I won't say a word for word. I'll kind of paraphrase. It's going to have basically a monitor that'll tell you if you're wearing the actual headset the right way, which is good. I honestly think that's a good thing. With the VR, they are sensitive, especially the PSVR. You have it hooked up. It's all through wires. You have to stand in the right spot. In the game, there's their ways of telling you you're in the right spot or not. But for the most part, there's no defined feature that's like, okay, if you stand here, you're gonna be good, right? And we'll walk you to it, and maybe we'll alert you on it. So the fact that it seems like it's going to have that, and even says the sensor may be a pressure sensor or a motion sensor or stretch sensor on the headset. It may be a camera that images the wearer and uses the image recognition to determine if the headset is on correctly. So it's going to give you it would be funny if it shocked you, which would actually probably be illegal, but it would be fun for some sort of signal to be sent to you to make sure that you're wearing it the right way. Additionally, one or more light emitting diodes, LED, and or one or more haptic feedback generators may be mounted on the headset for purposes to be shortly disclosed. So haptic feedback mounted on the headset. You've got to imagine that it's got to be around, I would say, your back, diagonal back right and back left of your head. It's got to be somewhere where the VR literally attaches and is on your at the top. I'm actually hitting the top of my head as I'm saying this because I'm a more visual person with my hands. But you got to imagine it's like that, right? Because it can't be in the eye sockets because those aren't attached to you unless it's that more rubbery material that goes it protects your eye or it's that kind of barrier between it. Unless it's that. But look, I mean, this is really cool. The haptic feedback of the DualSense, I've said it 1,000 times, so let me say it 1,001 times. I can't get over how amazing it is. I saw Dirt 5's developers say that they're not a big fan of it. I don't know what they're on because if you look, and because they said they're not. The way they did it, they don't really like the outcome that they had. Well, I mean, go ask Astro's Playroom how to do it, or go ask even. I know not everybody is really, really impressed with Miles. I adored the way they did the web swinging in Miles. That was a really good foundation. So it's not that's an aside, but that kind of made me mad that Dirt 5's developers aren't that impressed with the haptic feedback because if you just do it well, I don't know how you're not impressed with it. So, again, Astro's Playroom, I think, is probably, for the first maybe year, the best example of how to do something like that. Give us an Astro game, which, by the way, they did say they're going to make one. Give us one of those in VR2 with the haptic feedback there, and I mean, my life will I can retire. You know what I mean? I can just retire there because my life will be made. But no, I mean, in all honesty, I think the haptic feedback is incredible. I think it's a game changer. I think it makes the DualSense, along with other features on the DualSense, the best controller I've ever had. And I really do think the best controller that's ever come out. Now, maybe that's a stretch. Maybe not everybody's going to agree with that. That's fine. But I think the haptic feedback is so revolutionary. To have it on a headset, come on. Again, I don't really know how that works because it's only attached to your head, so it's going to like literally vibrate you. It's going to shock you. I think that can add to like the motion problems that people may have with it. We'll have to see how they do it. But I mean, again, like you think of what people have said the possibilities are for like the horror games that you can make with this kind of stuff, with different, like putting us in different atmospheres, and then you apply that to a VR headset where you quite literally are in that world, and maybe you have the DualSense controller, in your hand. Now you're experiencing it in your fingers, right? So you have touch, and then you're also, while you're in the world, you're feeling it on your head, which, by the way, I would assume, like psychologically, like mentally in your head, if you're in, and so I'm no scientist, I didn't go to school for this, but if you're in that world and you like see things and you get like a vibration, maybe you will trick your brain to think like it's actually happening to you. You know what I mean? Much in the same way VR kind of does in general. I mean, the whole point of VR is you're tricking yourself into believing you're actually there. So then doing that, having, those sounds where it's like, oh my, like, if you're having headphones on with VR2 and you have sounds, it's like, oh my God, like it's coming from that direction. You can look and visually confirm, right, to your own mind that that's where it came from. So that continues to put you in that world. So again, I'm basically describing VR for you guys in case you lived under a rock for the past 5 years. But imagine all of that with the DualSense, which now has just, it feels more like you feel like you're doing things, okay? Everything feels like it's alive in that DualSense, at least the thing's done well. And then imagine on your head that additional, jolt, which again, when you're already in that world, to provide more like signals to you, right? That's like that really takes that next step, I think, to like believability that you're there. How that would work in like a horror game, I think playing Resident Evil 7 on the PSVR is already hard enough. I've never been maybe so scared in my life. So then giving me something like that, but with even more features on the PS5, I don't even know if I want to do, but maybe I will one day. So I'm very excited for it. I really do. I want the VR2. I really do. I've always kind of debated, like, should I get it, like, when it comes out, or, like, would I wait on it? I mean, I've always been a believer in VR as a channel's gotten bigger, stuff like that, too. I feel like there's business reasons to also get the VR at this point as well. So I probably will get it. We'll see. I think at the end of the day, we'll see how much it is. I really would hope that it's not any more than, like, $200. I think that, what was the VR, like, $300 when it came out? That was a lot. That was a lot to ask for it. I could be wrong there, but I think anything above $200 is reasonable, because you look at the Oculus and like those things are like $250, $300. But I mean, it still is an attachment basically to the PlayStation, which already costs $5. If you have a VR for like $300, now the whole thing is $8 with tax. It's like $900, right? So that's asking a lot. So we'll see how all that stuff goes. But let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think the haptic feedback on a VR headset would be cool? I think it would probably make it different than any other headset, right? I don't know any other headset that does that. So let me know your thoughts. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. Oh, happy Thanksgiving. I always forget, because I record these all ahead of time, so I don't know which days sometimes as I'm talking, right? I'm not thinking about which day this goes up. Happy Thanksgiving to all my U.S. viewers out there. I really hope you guys are having an awesome, awesome day. New video tomorrow. Everything moving ahead as normal on this channel, on Podcast Now today as well. Okay, there'll be normal videos on Podcast Now throughout today as well. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.